What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Barnbridge. Now, Barnbridge is a really interesting DeFi project that I want to go through. The new innovations that they've got are producing some quality yields, like the APYs per year are massive at the moment. So passive income stream is very, very nice. And it's a long way away from its all-time high. So I want to look at if it can reach it. Because if it can, the gains here is like a 30x. There's also some big news out of one of the banks within America that are getting into crypto. Again, it's a big sign of the future of crypto. So I'll cover that in this video as well. Before I get into it, guys, these are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. If you're new to the channel, you're probably wondering, why should I listen to you, James? Let me tell you. So these are the first 26 that I spoke about on the channel, first 26 coins I owned after the 2018 crash. Had you put in $100 into each of those coins when I released videos and you'd done nothing with all your crypto, you'd done the worst possible thing and sat on them, you'd still be in profit for 8K. That's doing the worst thing you can possibly do as an investor. If, however, you'd done the right thing and you'd sold those coins last year when the markets flew high, you would have been in profit for 123K. The difference there is 115 grand for doing the right thing versus the exact wrong thing. These are not the coins I own. If you want to see the coins I own, you can go to copymycrypto.com. Go read that site. On the site, I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell. And obviously the coins I'm owning right now. The markets are down. It's the perfect time to invest. And guys, if you're looking to make these gains, these 42x's, these 52, these 61, 62, 677, and go read that site. Everything on there is verifiable. It's all on the YouTube channel. So you can go through it. In my entire life, I've made one Udemy course, and it was called The Best Crypto Investment of 2020. That was Phantom. I said it at 100x. Obviously, it did way more than that. If you'd have put $1,000 in, you'd have been able to buy a very nice house. If you put $2,000 in, you'd have been a millionaire. And I'm constantly looking for the next Phantom. When I find it, and I will, I won't go and do a Udemy course or go on YouTube. I'll simply get onto the site and tell the members why I believe this can do those insane gains. So if you want to make those gains, if you want to get ahead of the rest of the people in the market, go read the website. The link is in the description. Right, Barnbridge. Barnbridge is currently priced at under $5, and its all-time high was around $145. So can it hit $150? Well, let's take a look. So if you're unfamiliar, right, Barnbridge is all about tokenizing the crypto space with their DeFi. So what they look at doing is bringing more assurance to investors through effectively a tokenized risk protocol. What this means is that anyone that uses it can take positions on how interest rate fluctuations occur, how asset price volatility occurs. This allows the platform and users to hedge their positions against all the many, many risks that are associated with crypto and DeFi. As a result, they can offer very, very, very strong yield. So if you're staking within Barnbridge, you can get, some of them is like 100%, but even just as a standard base rate, I think it's about 7%, which is a lot better than what you're going to get anywhere else. So their native token is Bond, and that's used for voting, for governance voting, so you get your say in how they move forward, as well as obviously staking to ensure the security of the network. So they launched Smart Yield. Now, Smart Yield allows users to get fixed or leveraged interest rates on stablecoin deposits. And they use the lending markets that are around, so like your compounds, your RVs. And they also have Smart Alpha, which allows people that are using it to create a pool that again can be leveraged for any Ethereum-based token. Now, what I really like about Barnbridge is they have continued pushing, and actually they've got because in September they launched their Mainnet. They launched their version 2 on Ethereum Mainnet. Obviously, this has got additional features, and they run through it on Twitter. So they go through, it's going to offer interest rate swaps, which allow anyone to swap variable yield for fixed rate. They've also got sustainable fixed yields. So these can be compounded and you can start earning very, very well. You've got the leveraged positions, and they've got additional liquidity and additional growth in APYs. And when you actually take a look at their yields at the moment, you can see the fixed yield pools. So you can get up to 147.5% on fixed yield. That's the highest APR that they've got. So you deposit DAI into the Aave epoch, and you've got 28 days to be in that. Now, there's only been 5 depositors, and those 5 depositors put in 1,000, basically 600 DAI, and they'll get 192 to be distributed. So that works out at a fixed APR of about 147%. Obviously, as more depositors arrive, that yield will drop. But what I like about Barnbridge is their whole premise was, look, you've got to God, turn a phrase, my brain. You've got to hedge against the volatility that is in crypto. And this allows a hedge that is safe through the yields that you can get. Now, as a product, I really like this. I think it's a nice, innovative way, clever way to get money coming in. And it's worth reading some of the articles that they've put up. So Tyler Ward is the co-founder, and he actually writes some really good pieces on Medium. This one in particular I really, really liked. This was his thoughts on Barnbridge version 2. So he jumped on his soapbox a bit, and he actually references jumping on his soapbox. But he looked at basically what is to come. So he went through exactly the methodology for how they can offer the yields. So it's important to think about this through the context of borrowing against a compound or Aave position. If you know you'll receive a higher APY than the trending 120-day borrow rates, then you're in the green, and you can use that lens when you're viewing everything that they talk about. So thanks to their fixed APR system on the mainnet, it means anyone can get consistently good percentage returns. And the beauty is it doesn't matter what you think, because when you actually just start utilizing it, you can see that those percentage returns are damn good. And they've tried to influence it by topping up the earned yield artificially. They've also added their own protocol-owned liquidity to add to that deposit period, so people can get a better interest rate. But so far, since it launched, it's working very, very nicely, and obviously those percentage gains are consistent. He also talks about what he wants in the future. So, where is it? So they're here. So, no, that's not it. I like the references Shawshank so much. So he's discussed that at $20 million worth of total value locked in their system, that essentially pays for itself with development and infrastructure that's in place. And they're playing with lower levels of liquidity whilst they continue to test the mechanisms that they've got. But the goal is that once it's entirely achievable that those returns can be consistent and sorted, they're going to scale it massively. Their goal is to achieve these higher levels of liquidity once they're completely confident of the mechanisms. And at that point, they want Barnbridge to become a cockroach that becomes extremely hard to kill, which again I quite like as a turn of phrase. What do you guys think? Like, does it interest you earning these yields throughout the year? Because remember, you can do it because those fixed yields come with stable coins. So does that actually appeal? Because obviously, if that does, Barnbridge itself as a token has the potential to rise in value. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are a returning viewer, subscribe, please, because we're at 77% or 76. I've got to double check. I think it's 76 now. 76% of people that watch this channel are returning viewers but never subscribe. Stop making me ask. Makes me look a mug. Don't make me ask. So subscribe. Now, if that stablecoin yield appeals to you, then you have to ask yourself the question, does Barnbridge appeal? Because the token itself is obviously the governance and secures the network. But if the potential to earn yield on stablecoins appeals to you, then Barnbridge should appeal to you. And the question becomes, what can it do? Now, to get back to its all-time high, you're looking at a 30x. It's a big ask. That'll put it at a market cap of basically 1.5 billion. Possibly achievable. Possibly is. Particularly as we get a wave of people that are going to come into DeFi once again. DeFi will, of course, have a third or fourth wave within crypto. That's inevitable. Key levels that we've seen for Barnbridge in the past was around that sort of $70 level. And to be fair, $60. So $70, $60, that seems certainly achievable to me. 150, maybe. I wouldn't discount it. Because as DeFi has that second, third, fourth wave in the next bull cycle, if Barnbridge has confirmed that the mechanism works, if Barnbridge can confirm that the yields can be consistent, they can offer higher liquidity, that brings in big players that will be more interested in those yields, and as a result, Barnbridge should rally very well. That's the premise. Let's see if it works. Obviously, they've got to make sure that all the entire protocol works properly. But we'll see. But I recommend you read through the Medium posts that they've got because they are good. But let me know what you guys think. Can it reach those highs, or are we looking at $20, $30, $40? Let me know. Give me a number in the comment section. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're returning and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so I can drop that percentage and ask less and less and less. That would be nice for me. And guys, if you want to know the coins that I own right now, go to copymycrypto.com and read through that site. On the site, I share everything I do, every coin I buy, every coin I sell. A lot of the members on that site are beginners, never invested in anything. So we have step-by-step tutorials for anyone that wants to get into crypto and doesn't even know where to start. And fundamentally, guys, if you want to make these gains, or if you want to make gains without having to do all the reading, I do all the reading anyway. That's why I get into the coins I get into. And when I find the next phantom, as I will, I'm going to tell the members about it. I'm not going to be doing a Udemy course. So again, if you want to find out what that big coin's going to be and get ahead of the markets, go read the site. And if you like it, maybe I'll see you there. And the last thing, guys. The Bank of New York Mellon, the oldest lender in the US, has added cryptocurrency to its custody services yesterday. Traditional fund managers interested in holding crypto can now utilize BNY Mellon. They will provide fund managers with storage of the keys necessary to access and move around Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as all other traditional bookkeeping functions. This is a big deal because fundamentally, oldest institutional and custodial bank in the world. Not in America, in the world. And they've gone, time for us to step our game up. We need to get into crypto. They're doing it. Bank of America are going to, or already are doing it. You know we're going to see Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and all the others doing that too. And the more we see all of these guys getting into crypto, the more offerings that those banks will have. That means the more retail investors get in, the more money gets into the markets, and overall, the market's long-term rise. And there's the positive note to end on for today, ladies and gentlemen. And that is it from me. Take it easy. Bye-bye.